So the issue of the observance of Shabbat has been raised again in Tel Aviv. Now we're talking about the stores which received an order from the court to close. How do you see this as part of, you've been acting regarding the observance of Shabbat, promoting the observance of Shabbat. How do you see this?
Yoni, if one Jew will observe Shabbat because of the court that said you have to close your stores, makolot on Shabbat, it's all worth it. It's a great thing, but that is not the kavanah. That is not the purpose. The issue of Shabbat is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us Shabbat in the Ten Commandments, and we have to observe Shabbat with Chukei Ezer, without Chukei Ezer, with the court, without the court. We have to observe Shabbat as the halachic ruling is, to observe it 26 hours, meaning from lighting candles till Saturday night, and to make Kiddush and Havdalah, and to bring together the family, the Jewish family, with praying and studying and singing. And that is what Shabbat is all about, and that is what are we campaigning for.
Now, you've been campaigning. What really are your messages when you're promoting the Shabbat? It's talking about the day of rest. It's also something that's holy.
Shabbat is a present that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to us. And as we publicized that the first one to come out against Shabbat was Paro in Egypt when we were slaves. And Moshe Rabbeinu, the Medrash says, Yismach Moshe matnat chelko. Moshe Rabbeinu will be happy with his chelik, that he was the first one to bring Shabbat to the Jewish people, still being in Egypt. Our message is that there's nothing like Shabbat. This is the greatest present that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave to us. And by observing Shabbos, we elevate, we unite, we bring the family together, and we become closer to Hashem Yisborech. And this is what is going to bring the whole Jewish nation closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and closer to the redemption through Mashiach.
What are the responses? You're here in considered a very secular area in Tel Aviv, the center of Tel Aviv.
We publicized in all the buses, the bus stations, and every house received a brochure about Shabbat, and we received enormous amount of phone calls and people asking us from all over Tel Aviv, from all neighborhoods in Tel Aviv, tens of thousands of people who called, where could we study about Shabbat, where could we come to pray on Shabbat, where could we have a Sudat Shabbat that we see what a Shabbos table is all about. And therefore, this year we're coming out with a much greater campaign also on the beach. If you remember, on the beach, we have the lighting Shabbos candles from our Suf until Bat Yam with a Masok helicopter going in hours and publicizing lighting Shabbos candles, and we had enormous amount of Hatzlacha.